Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to honor Abigail Flanagan, a nurse practitioner, humanitarian from Rockland County. And as the Secretary had read, you heard about her contribution to our community and to our planet. And unfortunately, on January 13th of this year, she was on a mission in Honduras, serving with an organization called Global Brigades, providing medical attention, dental care, and access to drinking water to people in Honduras. And unfortunately, on her way back to the airport, was involved in a tragic accident, a bus accident. Herself and two young college students were killed, Olivia Earhart and Danielle Mofson. Danielle Mofson. She was in Honduras doing what she loved to do. Like many people that have a passion for service, a commitment to care for those in need, what do? Become a nurse. One of the most important fields in our healthcare system is our nurses. And Abigail loved her career so much, it was a passion, it was her life. She went back to school and became a nurse practitioner. And in that capacity, served countless patients, those suffering from diabetes to HIV and countless other ailments and diseases. She comforted people in their most darkest moments. She provided that light that they needed. And in Honduras, she was providing medical attention as well as setting up access to clean drinking water. Believe it or not, right now, as we sit here in this chamber, the United Nations estimates that approximately 783 million people on this planet do not have access to clean drinking water. And in Honduras, the problem is particularly of concern, where in the rural parts of Honduras, over 60% of the population don't have access to clean drinking water. I mean, think about that for a moment. The next time we take a sip of water, cherish it. And think about how fortunate we are that these necessities that we need, we often take for granted. Well, this is the person that Abigail was. She wanted to serve the people that she could. She did it in our community in Rockland County. She served the people of New York City and people in places like Honduras. We're fortunate today that we can share her memory. And I'm hopeful that as we heard the Secretary read about her life and her commitment to our community, that we can follow her example and learn from her life and make sure that we try to help people whenever we can. Abigail is survived by her husband, Dennis, her two sons, Patrick and Kevin, her mother, Molly, and her two brothers, David and Derek. Abigail's husband, Dennis, joins us here in the chamber today, and I extend my deepest condolences to you and your family and honor the memory of Abigail, her service to our community, to our state, our nation, and our planet. And because of Abigail's service, our world is a better place. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Carlucci. The question is on the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Resolution is adopted. Mr. Floor Leader.
Senator Carlucci would like this open up for co-sponsorship, and all will be on as a co-sponsor unless they indicate to the desk otherwise.
So ordered. Floor Leader.
Next, if we could take up Resolution 3623 by Senator Espaillat and read its entirety, please.
The Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution Number 3623 by Senator Espaillat, memorializing Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim January 26, 2016 as the 203rd anniversary of Juan Pablo Duarte Day in the state of New York. Whereas the people of the Dominican Republic acquired autonomy and sovereignty on the 27th day of February 1844. And whereas the island of Quisqueya, the indigenous name for what later became the island Hispaniola, was the cradle of thinking and advancement in the Western Hemisphere, establishing the first university and cathedral of the New World. And whereas on the 26th day of January 1813, Juan Pablo Duarte, the founding father of the Dominican Republic, was born. And whereas during the month of January 2016, Dominicans will celebrate the 203rd anniversary of Juan Pablo Duarte's birth. And whereas Juan Pablo Duarte, along with Francisco del Rosio Sanchez and Ramon Matias Miela, formed La Trinitaria, a secret organization that initiated the movement for the independence of the Dominican Republic. And whereas during the month of February 2016, Dominican nationals and Dominican Americans from throughout the Dominican Republic and the United States will celebrate the independence of the Dominican Republic. And whereas since the 27th day of February 1966, the Instituto Duartano, Inc. in New York City has promoted the memory and accomplishments of Juan Pablo Duarte. Whereas the Instituto Duartiano is an organization that is dedicated to maintaining and keeping alive the life and history of Juan Pablo Duarte, the liberator and founder of the Dominican Republic. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body pauses deliberations to memorialize Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim January 26, 2016 as Juan Pablo Duarte Day in the state of New York. In recognition of this auspicious occasion, the members of the Instituto Duartino will visit Albany, New York on Tuesday, February 2nd, 2016, and be further resolved that copies of this resolution suitably engrossed be transmitted to the Honorable Andrew M. Cuomo, Governor of the State of New York, the Honorable Eduardo Selman, Consul General of the Dominican Republic, the Honorable Cesar Romero, President of the Instituto Duarte, and Jose Tomas Perez, Ambassador to the Dominican Republic to the United States.
Senator Espaillat.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in support of this resolution. Since February 24th of 1997, the Instituto Duartiano has been coming to the state legislature to honor the birthday of Juan Pablo Duarte y Diez, the founding father of the Dominican Republic, who was born on January 26, 1813. But also this visit coincides with the month of February, which is Dominican Heritage Month. And as stipulated in this resolution, the Dominican Heritage Month celebrates the independence of the Dominican Republic, which was acquired on February 27, 1844, by Juan Pablo Duarte, Francisco del Rosario Sanchez, and Ramon Matias Mella. So we're here to celebrate the Institute's accomplishments, their commitment to keeping the name of Juan Pablo Duarte alive, to move all across the state and the country to show children the legacy and the contributions of Juan Pablo Duarte. We have a great group here today, headed by Cesar Romero, who's the president of the Instituto Duartiano. We have also Bienvenido Lara Flores, who's the president-elect, Teresa Silva, who's the secretary general, and we have Juan Silva also in the gallery. We have Juan Silva, Hipólito Núñez, Josefina Díaz, Jesse Carrillo, Felix Grant, Aura Rosario, Rafaela Martino, Edith Torres, Concepción Vera, Ricardo García, Rafael Payano, Rafael Peña, and Erami Cruz. This is a healthy delegation of the Instituto Duartiano that comes every year to visit us and to celebrate this auspicious day here in the Senate chamber. So I would ask for you, Mr. President, to extend them the courtesies, and we're happy to have them here celebrating Juan Pablo Duarte's birthday. Que viva la República Dominicana. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Espaillat. Senator Diaz.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, I was already on my way home when this great Dominican, this great man, this great senator, called me. Told me, Senator Diaz, I have the Duartianos here today. So I turned around, came back here,
From the phone.
because this great senator, this great Dominican, has been an inspiration to many of us. See, some of us, we get places And ladies and gentlemen, we forget sometimes where we have come from. We get to places and we forget who we were. But this great Dominican, this great man, has taught us, not only since he became a senator, Mr. President, when he was there in the other chamber in the assembly, many years, he always, this great Dominican, always remembered who he were, his roots, and where he came from. Always, since he was an assembly member, he used to recognize the birth of Juan Pablo Duarte. Year after year after year. Then he became a senator. And here in this chamber, he always brings a delegation of distinguished Dominicans that also has kept alive for years and years and years the root and the name of Juan Pablo Duarte. Cesar Romero is a Dominican, is a great Dominican, a person that has kept the Juan Duarte organization, the Juan Pablo Duarte experience alive. So Cesar Romero, thank you, Cesar, because you are a great Dominican. Thank you for keeping alive the flame. But there's many great Dominicans. They travel 3, 4, 5 hours every year because these great Dominicans invite them to come here. Doesn't matter how the weather, doesn't matter the money that they spend in transportation, doesn't matter the money that they spend in hotel, they come from the city of New York every year to honor the life of Juan Pablo Duarte. And you, my great friend, my good friend, my great Dominican friend, I congratulate you, I admire you, and I thank you for keeping alive Juan Pablo. And to those other great Dominicans, Teresa Silva, Teresa, thank you for fighting the good fight. Juan Silva, Hipólito Núñez, Josefina Díaz, bienvenido Lara Flores, Jessica Rasquillo, Félix Gran, Aurea Rosario, Rafaela Martino, Edith Torres, Concepción Veras, Ricardo García, Rafael Payano, Rafael Peña y Aramí Cruz. Good Dominican. Giving an example, being an example to the whole Dominican community and to all of us. Congratulations. Congratulations for being here. I congratulate you. Dominicanos, alcemos nuestra frente, altivas. Dominicanos, yo soy puertorriqueño. I am a Puerto Rican. But I could tell you that the Dominican community has been so good, so great, so supportive of myself, so tolerant of me, more than some of you. They are here today. And I could tell you that when I'm in the district office, the Dominican community, the taxi member, all of them, they treat me nice. I'm a Puerto Rican, but I am a Dominican too. I am the third Dominican senator. Only two. Jose Peralta, and this great Dominican. And I'm the third Dominican here. With honor. Dominicanos, ¿cómo que se llama? Quisqueyanos, altivos alcemos, nuestra frente con viva emoción. Dios me los bendiga, Dios los guarde. Felicidades. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Diaz, thank you for turning around and giving us such inspirational words. Senator Dillon?
President, I rise to join my colleague, Senator Espaillat, in honoring the memory of Don Juan Pablo Duarte and to welcome the Dominican Republic's delegation here to the Senate chambers, and also to thank them for the hospitality that we receive when we visit the Dominican Republic. And I hope that you enjoy your stay here in New York State Capitol and in New York. Thank you y bienvenidos a todos. Gracias.
Senator Dilan, thank you. The question is on the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Floor Leader?
The sponsor would be opening this resolution for all for co-sponsorship. If you do not want to be a co-sponsor, you must notify the desk. The next resolution is resolution number 3631 by Senator Comrie. Could you please read the title only and recognize the senator?
Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution number 3631 by Senator Comrie, honoring LaRae Brown upon the occasion of her retirement after 29 years of distinguished service to New York City Health and Hospitals Corporation.
Senator Comrie?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today to speak on Resolution 3631, honoring LaRae Brown as she is on the occasion of her retirement. It is even more fitting that I'm able to pay tribute to LaRae, being that this is the second day of Black History Month, because she has truly been a trailblazer in the healthcare field. After 30 years in the public sector and various capacities at the Health and Hospital Corporation for New York City, LaRae Brown, an exceptionally well-respected hospital executive with strong ties to city and state government, became the first African-American female president and chief executive of a major private hospital, which was Interfaith Medical Center. Her political savvy and background in serving the city's diverse population made her a strong candidate to lead Interfaith, a Bedford-Stuyvesant facility. LaRae spent many years in the healthcare system and then eventually became the liaison to elected officials, including myself when I was a former city council member, overseeing policy, programs, and initiatives that provided access to health care to over 1.4 million New Yorkers every year. During her tenure at HHC, Ms. Brown initiated the enterprise-wide implementation of Lean, an improvement system that engaged staff to develop strategies to streamline operations while eliminating waste in every part of the organization. Early in her career, she strengthened the development of behavioral health programs, something that's dear to her heart, which has now been considered best practice models used in hospitals all over this country. She has worked with diverse stakeholders to develop a community-governed, federally qualified health center in Staten Island, obtained FQCH designation for all 6 of HHC's diagnostic and treatment centers for the mentally ill, and has led to the restructuring and rebuilding of 2 long-term care facilities. LaRae has also served as a member of New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo's Healthcare Transition Team and the Medical Redesign Team work groups. She currently serves on the board of the New York State Health Foundation and has served as the chair of the board for America's Essential Hospitals. Prior to that, she has held various leadership positions in New Jersey in the Department of Human Services before she came to New York. Ms. Brown graduated summa cum laude from the University of Pennsylvania, received her graduate training at the University of Pennsylvania Feld Center for Government Policy. She is also the recipient of numerous awards, including the Commission on the Public Health System's Marshall C. England Memorial Public Health Award. She's received awards from almost every healthcare advocacy and healthcare agency, including CommuLife, including she has been awarded in the Modern Healthcare's top 25 women in healthcare. For these reasons and so many more, I stand and present this resolution to LaRae Brown, and I wish her good luck in her future endeavors, knowing that full well that while she may be retiring from HHC, she will never stop working towards the care and well-being of the city of the residents of New York. This evening, there will be an opportunity to celebrate Ms. Brown at her retirement event that is going to be held in New York City, so she could not be here with us today. But I just want to say on a personal note that LaRae Brown, he is a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge, a person that truly cared about healthcare in the city, that created an opportunity to make HHC a better representative agency where they became award-winning in their presentation and their ability to deliver services, created opportunities to inform elected officials in a positive way the things that needed to be done. So I'm proud to present this resolution today, and thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity.
Senator Comrie, thank you. The question is on the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Floor Leader.
Mr. President, that resolution is open to co-sponsorship. Should someone not choose to be a co-sponsor, please notify the desk.
So ordered.
Would we now return back to previously adopted resolution number 367 by Senator Squadron and have the title read only, and then call Senator Squadron.
The Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution number 3167 by Senator Squadron, commemorating the Asian American community's celebration of the Lunar New Year, the Year of the Monkey, on February 8, 2016.
Senator Squadron.
Thank you, Mr. President. Coming up on this February 8th, this Monday, is the Lunar New Year celebration to usher in the Year of the Monkey. As people in this chamber know, the Lunar New Year is the most important cultural celebration of the year for millions of New Yorkers, the most important date on the traditional Asian calendar. For those who were wondering, people born in the Year of the Monkey are said to possess intellect, wisdom, and confidence, said to be in high spirits even at the most challenging times and to show perseverance, something I hope will carry us through this next season. What that all 63 of us were monkeys. The Lunar New Year is particularly exciting this year in New York City, where I've long pushed, along with Senator Stavisky and Senator Golden in this House, Assemblymember Kim, Congressmember Meng, City Council Member Chin, to make Lunar New Year a school holiday. This year, for the first time in the history of the city of New York, Lunar New Year is a school holiday on the school calendar, and we're really proud and excited about that. This follows a bill that I sponsored from the beginning of my time here, follows a truly bipartisan, bicameral, tri-borough effort, and to our great appreciation was a decision made by Mayor de Blasio and Chancellor Farina last year in time for this year's holiday. Lunar New Year's being a school holiday in New York City public schools means that up to 15% of the school system, of kids in the school system, will no longer have to choose between their most important cultural holiday and missing a day of school. It's also a sign that as our city evolves, as our state evolves, our school calendar, our traditions will evolve with it, and a sign of the importance of this holiday and this community across the city, and the importance that all of us pause for a moment to recognize it. So, if you don't have plans Monday morning before coming up for session, I hope you'll join me in Chinatown for the first Lunar New Year celebration. If you're looking for another one, I have, and I'm sure Senator Stavisky does too, 2 to 3 dozen banquets to make you aware of that will be a great celebration with the community and different community groups across the city of New York. And whether you're able to join us then at the parade or at one of the banquets, I do appreciate the opportunity to acknowledge the Year of the Monkey and the Lunar New Year and this great watershed moment for the city of New York and its school system here. And for any monkeys in the House, I particularly look forward to working with you because these attributes are exactly the type that we love to see in the legislature. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Squadron. Senator Stavitsky.
And thank you, Senator Squadron, for the description of the characteristics of the Year of the Monkey. In the past, families have had to choose between sending their child to school and celebrating their rich cultural heritage. And fortunately, for the first time next Monday, they don't have to make that decision because the schools will be closed and families can celebrate this most important holiday in the Asian American community. In fact, for the Lunar New Year parade in Queens, the MTA has cooperated and suspended construction on the weekends. And the city has recognized, and I think the Lunar New Year, and I think it's a sign of respect and a sign of the growing influence of the Asian American community. And if you just have to come to Flushing and you see the construction that's going on, you see the vitality that exists, you walk down the street, people ask me, what's the best Chinese restaurant in Flushing? And my answer is always the same. You can't get a bad Chinese or Korean or Vietnamese, whatever you like. Flushing is considered the crossroads of the city. Come to Queens and celebrate everybody's cultural heritage. So I thank you, and I hope that this will be open for sponsorship to everybody. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Montgomery.
I rise to associate myself with and thank Senator Squadron for introducing this resolution, and certainly I would like to join him in co-sponsoring it. And I take this opportunity with great pleasure to wish a very special Happy New Year to my Chief of Staff in the borough of Brooklyn, Susan Lung, and her family. She is Chinese American. And for all of the Asian Americans and Asians who live in certainly the 25th District and throughout this city, I want to say Happy New Year. And it is really pleasant to be in the Year of the Monkey because, as we know, the monkey has very wide and varied places where they can get to land and hopefully at the top of the mountain and the trees. So Happy New Year to the Asian citizens in our city and in our state, and a special Happy New Year again to Susan Lung. And hopefully she is listening, she and her husband and her family. And I've learned so much from them, and she is so important to our community and our staff because she makes sure that my office works for all of the people that I represent. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Montgomery. The question is on the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay.
Yes, it's already been adopted, and I just want to indicate that it's open for co-sponsorship. Anyone who does not want to be a co-sponsor should notify the desk. Next, if we could do resolution number 3637 by Senator Murphy. Read the title only.
Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution number 3637 by Senator Murphy, commending the Burns Center at Westchester Medical Center, Valhalla, New York, upon the occasion of observing February 1 to 7, 2016, as National Burn Awareness Week.
Senator Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. President. We present this New York State resolution in recognition of the skilled treatment provided by the Burns Center at Westchester Medical Center. This resolution is also given in honor of the 30th anniversary of the National Burn Awareness Week. This is the only burn center between New York City and north to the Canadian border. As the Hudson Valley's only Level 1 trauma center, it treats both adults and children in trauma and burn cases. The burn center treats hundreds of severe burn cases each and every year. Dr. Tudowski and his critical care team fight a daily life and death struggle against infection, pain, deformity, and disfigurement, and often, very often, win this battle. It is because of their expert team of doctors and staff that patients from all over the country choose to come and receive treatment there. It is also worth noting that the Chronic Wound Program and the Hyperbaric Center also be recognized. Thank you, Mr. President.
The question is on the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Floor Leader?
Yes, I now move to adopt the rest of the resolution calendar.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Calendar is adopted.
Is there any further business at the desk? There being none, I move to adjourn until Tuesday, February 8th at 3 p.m., intervening days being legislative days.
On motion, the Senate stands adjourned until Monday, February 8th at 3 p.m., intervening days being legislative days.
Okay, that was fun.